Ladies and gentlemen, in the green corner and in the yellow corner.
Boxing on Sky Sports in association with StanJamesCasino.com.
The whole of boxing had been waiting for this. From the moment it was made, it looked sure to deliver. A super fight. Erik Morales, already a Mexican legend, a world champion in 3 weight divisions, a man who has always wanted to fight the best. Manny Pacquiao of the Philippines, a former world champion at flyweight and super bantam, who astonished us at featherweight. But now at super feather, one of the fights of this or any other year.
Erik Morales says he fights for the people, and that's why he does this. How much talent has this Mexican got? Suddenly, Morales looked hurt. Pacquiao came on like a whirlwind.
How refreshing to real warriors, real fighters who want to do it the proper way.
On Friday Fight Night, Erik Morales against Manny Pacquiao, 2 of the best in any weight division. Their showdown at super feather from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. They'd amazed us so often, and yet this always looked likely to make both men reach for new heights. Glenn and Barry had been talking it up for weeks, and they were right. Maybe they'll make decent promoters themselves one day. But the promoters of this one did deliver. And how? We'd been waiting and hoping for one contender for Fight of the Year, but we didn't have to wait very long for another. Jorge Arce, former world light flyweight champion, and Hussein Hussein, already a world-class flyweight. Both chasing another world title chance.
Incredible intensity inside the ring. Left hook was a good one from Arce. Back comes Hussein. Thrilling round. What about that?
And that eliminator for the WBC World Flyweight title is not to be missed later. But titles were not necessary for the top of the bill. After all, Erik Morales and Manny Pacquiao boast all they need already. And what an occasion. A sellout at the MGM Grand Las Vegas. Pacquiao is on the way as we join Jim Watt. And first, Adam Smith.
A complete sellout of almost 15,000 dedicated boxing fans amongst a crackling atmosphere in the MGM Grand, anticipating a truly special meeting of 2 huge names. Here comes the engaging, exciting Manny Pacquiao, who enters the arena as favourites with the Vegas bookmakers. Bullish pre-fight statements, and he's been electric in preparation by all accounts. This is a crucial night for him. But Jim, is this what we find out if he's more than just a world operator, and if he has that ability to enjoy true superstar status?
Well, he sprung a massive upset against Marc Antonio Barrera just almost 18 months ago, but he won't be springing any more surprises. Everybody knows what to expect. I'm sure Erik Morales knows that. But this guy in a real tough division is without doubt the danger man, possibly the most exciting.
They are really, really confident, Freddie Roach and the Filipino team, and Manny Pacquiao knows he has to deliver. Plenty of respect between these 2 men. It's a really, really good match, and here comes the true warrior, Erik El Terrible Morales, a quite remarkable 3-weight world champion who's already etched his name in the history books. So hard to overcome. Only one man has ever done it. Bitter Mexican rival Marco Antonio Barrera, 2-1 up in their infamous trilogy. And Morales has to pick himself up off his defeat at the end of November to reinstate his mark. Were there signs of aging at 28? Have all the hard nights started to take their toll, or was it merely an off night? Can you answer any of those questions?
Well, he certainly didn't produce his best form last time out, but what you have to remember, this guy, what a fighter he is. I have such a high opinion of this man. Of the 4 top men in this division, he faced 3 of them last year, and he's facing the 4th tonight. How can you ask any more of a fighter? He is one of the old school. He's Mexican, he's proud of being Mexican, and he wants to fight like a Mexican.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated and Murad Mohammed's M&M Sports are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Brought to you in association with Corona Extra and HBO Pay-Per-View, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Executive Director Mark Ratner. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this contest on the 10-point system will be Chuck Jampa, Dave Moretti, and Paul Smith. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, official weight 130 pounds. Professional record 47 victories, including 34 KOs with only 2 defeats. Damas y caballeros, de la zona norte, Tijuana, Mexico, the 3-time world champion, Eric El Terrible and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with flames. Official weight, 129 1/2 pounds. Professional record, 39 victories, including 30 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 2 bouts even. From General Santos City, the Philippines, the 3-time champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in that dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Quiero una pelea limpia. Ya le arregla el camerino. Trunks here, it's a little high. Yours a little high too. Punches here still good. Then una pelea limpia. I want a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch him up.
Thrilling clash. Major modern stars. Not even any need for a world belt at stake. Just pride, status, and future definition on the line. Jim, does it get any better than this?
This is probably the best fight, the best match in one of the toughest divisions. They say the 10-stone division is tough. I think super featherweight is equally as tough.
The iron-chinned, all-round fighter who is now a natural super featherweight, and the speedy southpaw, Manny Pacquiao, here coming up a division to prove that he can take on the very best. What are the tactics, Jim? Is it speed? Is it ring craft?
Well, I don't know that Pacquiao is really big on tactics. He is a southpaw, but he doesn't make use of the southpaw stance because he's so aggressive. He commits himself so much. He throws more punches than he does thinking, whereas Morales, more tactical, sometimes a bit more mechanical. He'll look to think his way around, but eventually, and pretty soon, Pacquiao is going to raise the pace.
Normally, it's a whirlwind type of start from Manny Pacquiao. He floored Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times in an astonishing first round of a fight that ended in a draw when Marquez boxed his way back. There goes the combinations. That's what Freddie Roach has been working on. the movement.
Yeah, well, Pacquiao definitely has the edge in hand speed and probably punching power, although the natural weight advantage is with Morales. So you would expect, certainly in the early stages, Pacquiao would want to control the pace, make the more mechanical Morales fight at his pace.
Morales getting the jab, but Pacquiao puts together the left and right, and in Morales beckons him, and back he comes. Oh, it started at such a high tempo.
Morales was actually caught napping a little bit there. I think he's shocked by how quickly Pacquiao can put the punches together, but look how he answers, typical fashion.
And he beckoned Pacquiao in then. Is that a sign of things to come as he opens up again, Erik Morales?
Well, he did this last year against Hernandez. For the first couple of rounds, he stood his ground against the slugger just to show, if you want to do it your way, I can do it. Then he started doing it the sensible way. I don't know if this will be the same tactics tonight. Pacquiao, hand speed, certainly giving him some problems.
Fast, accurate, but a right-hand counter from Morales, and the crowd really livening up to this. What a great opener.
I have Pacquiao nicking the first round, but I think Morales will be quite happy with it. His defences have been good, but here he's just a little bit of trouble here, lost his way.
Body shots whipped in from Manny Pacquiao, especially with the left hand. Was Morales hurt by that one? Back he comes with a tremendous onslaught, and this at the moment is every bit as good as we could have hoped for. Crowd on their feet after the first round. Have you got your breath back?
That's a wonderful start, but it's pretty much what we expected. We've never seen Erik Morales hiding in a fight, and he was given no choice. He would have been swamped if he hadn't come back with punches of his own. I thought Pacquiao won the round, but a wonderful start.
Normally takes time to get into gear, Erik Morales. Body shots.
See, as usual, he's a little bit untidy and he doesn't have great balance, Pacquiao, but because of that, he throws punches from strange angles. You can see the way Morales answered. So sometimes punches come that are really unexpected, and I think Morales was caught napping several times in the first round.
Freddie Roach was talking about a weapon called the Manila Ice that they've perfected for this fight as we enter the second round. The white trunks, remember, of Erik Morales in his 50th fight. 3-weight world champion. Manny Pacquiao, a 2-weight champion in fight number 44. So much experience, and again, Pacquiao tries to blaze forward with his speed.
I think Morales wants to find a bit more snap in the jab. Pacquiao has power in his jab, but he's not noted to do everything behind the jab. So if Morales can start winning the battle of the jabs, it'll put him maybe in the driving seat.
It was a stunning performance when Manny Pacquiao took care of Marco Antonio Barrera, but he's under some fire here from the other Mexican, Erik Morales. Is this about resistance? Who can take the better shot?
Well, the natural body weight advantage is with Morales. Too early to say if that's going to be a factor, but he's got getting his jab working far better in the second round here.
Really fascinating affair that has got boxers, trainers and critics all split on who will be victorious. Morales just coming back into it and backing Pacquiao up. Is that a good move?
I think that's the key. I think that's what he's trying to do. The sooner he can get Pacquiao on the back foot, take away some of his power, and then his lack of balance would cause him some problems. But certainly an improvement in Morales' work in the second round here. There goes that jab again.
Not afraid to throw the leather as always, Erik Morales. He's given the crowd so many dramas over the years. He has that world-rounded experience that maybe Pacquiao doesn't quite have.
Pacquiao a little bit more predictable in the second round here. He's showing out what he's trying to do. element of surprise not really been seen in the second round from him.
Yet the criticism of Pacquiao is that he can look ragged when he charges in. And Morales again starting to pick Pacquiao off.
See, Pacquiao has to do it in volume. He's not as smart, he's not as clever as Morales. Has to do it in volume, and can he do that for 12 rounds?
Drops his hand, then comes in with a storm. Morales, Pacquiao just complaining there to Joe Cortez. Is that a first sign of weakness?
Well, it's certainly a good sign for any fighter. Oh, lovely right hand from Morales.
Terrific shot. Shook Pacquiao there, who smiles at the crowd after another tasty round. Another little interesting addition is that there was a dispute over the type of gloves used here. Manny Pacquiao wanted to use the raised gloves, the puncher's gloves, but the winning Japanese make that Morales prefers was in the contract, so they've gone with those. Will that have some sort of an effect on the Pacquiao power? Who's hurt who more so far?
I think a couple of times in the first round, certainly Morales was shaken up a little bit, but the more precise punching over the first 2 rounds that we've seen have come from Morales. He's more thoughtful, he can punish mistakes, and Pacquiao certainly makes plenty of those.
Will this be about the better schooled fighter? The combinations whip through, really looking for that left to the rib cage, Pacquiao. That's presumably one of their tactics, to work the long body of Morales.
Yeah, and he has to set the pace. Again, you can see Morales trying to control, trying to drop the pace that little bit. Obviously, when the pace slows, he'll come onto his own. So this is the stage of the fight where Pacquiao must make an impression.
They were relying on his ferocity, his energy, Manny Pacquiao, because first time up at 9 stone 4, and Morales really could move up into the lightweight division at some point this year. There's a big physical difference between them.
Yeah, well, not on the scales or not, but in natural weight there certainly is. But again, we see Pacquiao not making use of the southpaw hand. He doesn't see it. It's as soon as he can let that left hand go, he wants to hurt, he wants to knock people out, but he's not thinking enough. In this kind of fight, he must show a little bit of more ring craft. Probably winning this round on volume, but really disjointed all over the place. Is that left hand all he's thinking about? The big left hand.
Trying to back Morales up, who's got such a good chin. Only been down once in his life in the first classic with Marco Antonio Barrera, and that was really nothing more than a slip as they go toe-to-toe.
Well, if I was in Morales' corner, I would be telling him, get the right glove onto your chin and do everything with the jab and the left hook, because this fella is throwing everything onto that left hand.
He's backed up, Pacquiao. Is that where Morales wants him, at the end of that jab?
Well, making a statement towards the end of the round, but Pacquiao, by far the busier, but again, looking ragged.
The volume of shots there from Manny Pacquiao, quite remarkable. Can he keep that up? 9 blistering minutes to get this going. Many people believe that was Manny Pacquiao's territory. What happens now in the 4th round? Remember the red and yellow of the 26-year-old southpaw. Erik Morales, 2 years older in the white trunks. He seems to have been around for eternity. Was such a great world super bantamweight champion an age ago.
Yeah, some shaky performances during his career at Morales, but he always struggled with the scales. I expect to see the best of him in this division. physically strong, at his best. Trouble is, we ask all the wars he's had, maybe that blunt the edge a little bit.
On his World 9stone 4 title against Jesus Chavez. Had a terrific war with Carlos Hernandez and then lost to Barrera. Is Pacquiao just becoming a little disorganised?
Well, this pace is no good to Pacquiao. Lovely right hand. Morales, every mistake Pacquiao makes, he's punished now.
Backing Pacquiao up again. The Filipino who has been stopped a couple of times way back early in his career, but remember, he won his first world title as a flyweight. And how much of an effect is this natural size having?
But Morales is really looking good in there. Against Barrera, he came in far too heavy on the night. He came in a full stone heavy. He was sluggish in the first part of the fight, but he's not sluggish tonight.
Absolutely no problem in signing this fight, Erik Morales. He said that's what he's all about. He knows how dangerous Pacquiao is. He wants to prove himself against the best. He says his rhythm wins the fight.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect type of fight for Morales. He's time to think, he's time to work out what he's doing. Pacquiao must initiate more attacks, and you can see he's not getting the chance. He's not being allowed to do that.
Just looks out around the ring again, Pacquiao. When he's backed up, can he pressure Morales? He tries a body shot from the other side.
See, we have to remember, Pacquiao was totally outboxed for the last 9 rounds, probably, of the Marquez fight. So against real slick boxers, he does have problems, but here you have a man who can box and fight. But this is not the kind of action Pacquiao needs.
Deep breath from Manny Pacquiao at the end of only 4 rounds. What next?
See, the problem for Freddie Roach, he knows what Pacquiao should be doing, but he's not really strong in tactics. He fights on instinct, he uses his power, his speed, and just his conditioning. And it hasn't worked. He's lost his way a little bit in the 4th round. He's looking to establish himself again with a big round.
Beautiful uppercut went in from Morales about 10 seconds ago. He's used that a few times in his career, flooring Jesus Chavez, destroying Angel Chacon. Will that come into the artillery as Pacquiao again tries to press forward with lefts and rights?
But you can see when he launches an attack, he loses his footing, his balance is poor. So if Morales blocks the attack, then he's always able to come back with counter punches because Pacquiao's defences have gone.
Pacquiao did stop Marco Antonio Barrera in 11 late on. How is the stamina as he tries to plant another shot to the rib cage of Morales? Is that the way to slow down a man who's got such a good chin?
Yeah, well, you certainly can't box this man at long range. The pace at the moment is suiting Morales. He's dictating it. This is good action.
Full cut, right eye, Manny Pacquiao as he bravely tries to come back, but there's blood flowing down the muscular chest of Pacquiao. Is this all too much for the cult hero from the Philippines? Is the tide beginning to turn fast?
Yeah. I think this can have a punch.
Joe Cortez.
Caused by a punch.
Doctor having a good look at that.
That came from a punch. Okay, that came from a punch.
The referee has ruled that that was deemed from a punch, but maybe a head clash. Heads have been very close in there. Difficult to tell, Jim.
Yeah, well, we've just seen one of the hottest exchanges in the fight so far. It's possible I didn't spot a head clash, but the heads were coming together, but so were the punches. But the main thing is, referees decided it was a punch. That's all that matters.
Pacquiao looks very perturbed by it. Swelling under the right eye, looks a little worse too. As he goes back in to battle. Remember, we're only in the 5th round, and should the bout be stopped now, well, Jim, it was caused by a punch, therefore...
Yep, we do not go to the scorecards. Yes, we do not go to the scorecards.
No cards. Right hand to the body from Morales.
I feel sorry for Pacquiao because he realised he was looking for a big round. He was trying to have that, and that's broken his rhythm a little bit, broken his momentum. He's been picked off with the jab now.
Morales easing in to that boxing rhythm that he wanted to, and Pacquiao blistering forward, but a bit more inaccurate now as Morales turns him, pins him back, using his strength and accuracy himself.
Yep, and again the jab from Morales working perfectly, stopping Pacquiao in his tracks, confusing him. Excellent round.
Lenny Jesus in with Freddie Roach, working on the cut. Just saying there, Freddie Roach, back him up with combinations. Can he do anything else?
Well, you just see the heads coming together there, so that is quite possibly, yep, and then you can see as though the hand's going towards the eye. So bad luck for Pacquiao.
Because otherwise it would have gone to the cards should the fight have been stopped from the cut.
Yep, that's a fact, but I mean, Pacquiao's going to have to start winning rounds one way or the other here. And he has to do, as Fred Roach says, has to back this man up. The pace of the fight and the type of fight we're seeing suits Morales.
Here's the 6th round, an enthralling affair between two of the finest fighters we have in the world at the moment. Manny Pacquiao looking for his 40th win, Erik Morales for his 48th. Good quality operators, but who is the finer man?
Well, Pacquiao still giving Morales time to work, and the jab is working a treat. Every time he sees the target, he spears it home. This is what Pacquiao has to do, get close. Get close and let the punches flow.
Razor sharp in sparring with the IBF Super Bantamweight champion Israel Vasquez and Jose Santa Cruz, a lightweight Manny Pacquiao. This is a different ball game. He's got to do it with one of the best men on the planet.
Morales still looking so controlled, time to work, time to think, not doing anything silly, not being forced to work, just working at his own pace. Pacquiao really becoming ragged looking.
Touch of bravado. There goes the pitter-pat shots of Pacquiao, followed by the left hook to the body. He hasn't made a big dent in Morales, and look at the way the Mexican comes back. One right hand stopped Pacquiao in his tracks.
Well, Morales is the one who a couple of times has turned the action all the way around with one punch. Pacquiao hasn't managed to do that, so we're wondering, as well as everything else, does Morales also have that added power?
34 stoppages Erik Morales has, 30 Pacquiao. Pacquiao called the puncher, but early doors Morales has weathered the storm. Is that crucial?
Well, certainly the battle of the jabs has been well won by Morales. He's perfectly comfortable there. Nothing Morales has done in the last couple of rounds has given him the slightest bit of trouble.
Again the jab and the long arms of Morales. He's got 5 inches of a reach advantage, and he's making it tell.
And Morales happy to lead off as well now. Happy to counter in some of the early rounds, but now he's leading off a bit more.
Halfway through this 9'4" super featherweight clash. Erik Morales, seasoned. And how do you have it, Jim? Have you got him ahead?
Yep, I have Morales a couple of points up, which I think at this stage of the fight is a real panic situation for Pacquiao. He must have looked, I have it 58, 56 at the moment. So lots of work and my scorecard to be done by Pacquiao, and no signs that he's going to produce that.
A cameo there. It's the jab for the first real time, Manny Pacquiao. Can he dig his heels in and get back? It's normally Morales who has the quieter first 6 rounds, and he should come on down the stretch, shouldn't he?
The thing that surprises me, if I was training kids and a southpaw comes into my gym, the first thing I would do, develop a top-class jab, because you can win fights with that. But Pacquiao has never had the advantage of being a southpaw because he doesn't develop the jab. He's trying to use it here, but everything seems to be the left hand or the right hook. He's trying it here. I wonder if that's been part of the plan. But certainly he's got his boxing together a little bit more in this round.
Left hook digs in from Manny Pacquiao. Morales, of course, has fought many southpaws over the years. Did a job on Paulie Ayala, Kevin Kelly, and won his world title of Daniel Zaragoza, all court-siders or southpaws.
Well, Morales not putting so much thought into his boxing here. I wonder maybe if he wants to send a message across to Pacquiao that I can also do it your way. But he's showing a lot more target in this round than probably all of the rounds put together. I wonder, does he fancy a stoppage? I haven't seen signs of that. He looks as though he fancies a stoppage here.
Both men probably realised that they were going to have to go to the well at times in this fight and sit there and trade. Does Pacquiao have any other tricks in the locker as a big shot gets home from Morales?
Well, things were going so smoothly, so well for Morales. I thought he would have left things alone, but he's been standing his ground a lot more. He obviously fancies he's bigger than Pacquiao. Maybe he can actually feel the weakening of his opponent in there. But he certainly changed his tactics in this round. But taking punches, he doesn't have to take, but certainly finishing the round on top.
Both men giving, delivering, taking and sucking up punches. Look at this. Morales, Pacquiao, toe-to-toe. Crowd on their feet again. Absolutely entertaining stuff.
You can see all the anguish, all the problems are shown on that face there. But you see, he was staying in range, his chin was high, his own punching was good. Typical Morales fashion, he has a point to make and he'll make it whenever he decides.
So many believe that Erik Morales might be jaded, might have slipped after the last fight with Marco Antonio Barrera. Do you think there are signs of that or not?
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. I fancied Morales to beat Barrera last time, and I've got such a high opinion of this man. If they fight again, I'll probably pick him again. I just feel he's a wonderful fighter in every department.
One of those rivalries, Barrera-Morales, that will never go away. They really don't like each other, but they have given us a trilogy that, well, we'll never forget.
There's a good left hook, a good leading left hook for Morales. He's really picking his punches now. Plenty of time to work. He's thinking his way around now. Pacquiao must come up with something special, and he must do it quite soon.
Pouring out the jab, Manny Pacquiao trying to buzzsaw attacks, getting in close. Still looks like he's got a bit of fire in the belly.
Yep, there's still plenty of snap in the punches. It's just he can't match the skills of Morales at the moment.
Again, Morales, couple of big right hands. Suddenly, Pacquiao just has to give ground. It's incredible, isn't it? He can put a combination together, the Filipino, and one will come back from Morales to shake him.
See, that is the sign of quality in this guy. Every time Pacquiao feels he's getting a little foothold, bang! Back comes the attack just to put him back in his place again. The quality punches again coming from Morales. The ragged stuff still from Pacquiao.
Dabbing the eye. Cut in the fifth. We think by a clash of heads, but remember it was deemed a punch, so it won't go to the scorecards if the fight is stopped because of it.
And you actually see Morales countering the southpaw's jab there. We're used to seeing that the other way around, but southpaws, I know that they don't pose any great problem, but especially Pacquiao, he's just too predictable at the moment.
Slightly agitated look about Manny Pacquiao. Probably thinking, why aren't these punches working? Well, he's seen the takes of Morales. What a warrior he's got in front of him. Look at him dropping his hands, as we've seen so many times before.
Yep, just taking a little breather. He knows we're getting towards the end of the round. He feels he's done enough to put another round in the bank with his quality punching. Big effort in this round from Pacquiao, but it was ragged. It was cupping punches, the quality stuff for me, again coming from Morales.
Almost 20 world title fights for Morales, not even 10 for Pacquiao. Does he know how to win these fights now?
Nice deep breath, son.
Is he just the better man?
Deep breath, man. Come on. It's a good round out there, son. Now here, you gonna fight?
They're getting desperate a touch, Freddie Roach and the boys.
There's no sign of desperation in the corner, but Freddie Roach, that is his personality. If he was feeling desperate, he probably wouldn't pass that on in the corner. But he must be one. That was the beauty of a left hook just at the start of the round, leading left hook. See, he's picking his punches there. The jab has worked all the way through. And every time Pacquiao backs off from an attack, he's wide open. He's always lacked a defence. Technique let him down a little bit here, and the real quality stuff coming from Morales.
The packed crowd here at the MGM in Las Vegas, absolutely loving every minute, because both men, Jim, are giving everything they know, as we'd expect.
Yep, well, this is the classic example with so many world championships on offer these days. The titles don't matter, it's the matches, and this for me is the best match in this division, and it's every bit as good as we hoped. I mean, there has never been a lull in the action. Two real good tradesmen, but again, I'm sitting here in admiration of Erik Morales.
Maybe Pacquiao got Barrera on an off night for the baby-faced assassin. El Terrible says that his last fight with Barrera was an off night. Is it about class now as Pacquiao tries to muster the speed and combinations once more?
See, I think it's the case. Pacquiao was able to spring a surprise back then, but now people know what you're getting with this guy. You know you're going to have to be 100% in condition, and that's what Morales is.
Is Pacquiao too predictable at this sort of level?
That's been the problem. I don't really think he's worked on his skills. I mean, a southpaw really should confuse an opponent with a jab, should give him problems with the jab. Sometimes problems the other guy solves out, but Morales has never had any problems whatsoever. The guy doesn't use the southpaw stance as advantage. He's picked off here just as I'm speaking, trying to find the range. Just what a ring general Morales is. He's just that little half step back, bringing Pacquiao onto the counter. See, Pacquiao can't get started, can't get himself in range at the moment here.
Beautiful exhibition of the jab from Erik Morales. here in the ninth as Pacquiao just tries to walk through him.
I think another wonderful thing about Morales, he could win fights doing this, but he doesn't want to do that. He keeps saying, I fight for the people. They'll maybe do this to get a couple of rounds in the bank, then the macho bit, the real Mexican bit comes back, and here it comes now.
Every bit as much as Pacquiao's a hero back in the Philippines. Erik Morales is in Tijuana, rough district in Mexico. They hold him in such high esteem.
Well, Pacquiao is looking for a big punch here to try and turn things around. Hasn't stopped trying. Still obviously such a competitive fight, but the edge definitely with Morales.
Desperately trying Manny Pacquiao, but he hasn't managed to really hurt Erik Morales, who comes back, looks strong and determined. He wants this so badly, Morales.
Yeah, and once again we can see how keen he is to stand his ground. Nothing that Pacquiao has thrown at him has really troubled him, apart maybe from the first round when he was maybe caught cold a couple of times. Well, the man's pride alone, he wouldn't want to be having 2 losses consecutive on the... But you can see, able to stand his ground, dish out better than what's coming his way, good, clean, quality punches, whereas, as you can see, Pacquiao, everything's forced and a little bit disjointed.
9 minutes left to this intriguing encounter. Manny Pacquiao, Erik Morales. Who's got more down the stretch and how have you got it?
Well, I have Morales has added to his lead 87-84. I have him 3 points up at the moment and really looking comfortable, everything controlled. He's dictating the pace, the action, he's dictating everything about the fight here.
This is the 324th round in Erik Morales' career that started way back in 1993. Is he just that more rounded campaigner at world level? Has he got the experience as well as the skill on Pacquiao?
Yeah, and also, I think Pacquiao relies on hurting people. He relies on hurting and intimidating the other guy so that he can take the initiative. He's not been allowed to do that. Morales has met him head on a couple of times when I think he should have been backing off. He opted to stand his ground, but he's made his point several times, and he's got control of this at the moment.
And by this stage, when Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Marquez, he was being outboxed, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely from this. I mean, he's been outboxed here in a macho fashion. Marquez did it cutely, moving out of range, not really taking any punches, but even when he gets punches home, this fellow standing in front of him saying, so, that's what you've got, well, this is what I've got, and here he's doing it again.
Big shots from Morales, especially with the right hand. Does he want the stoppage? Pacquiao beckons him in. Guts and desire from the man from the Philippines, but is it all too much?
So the gum shield just come out. Pacquiao's gum shield. Just referee. I mean, if he's waiting for a lull in the action to replace that gum shield, he'll wait for the bell, because there hasn't been a lull yet.
Pacquiao just put a huge combination together. Bounced off Erik Morales. Must be so dispirited.
See, if Pacquiao's punches weren't landing, he'd keep trying, thinking sooner or later one's going to get through. But the fact that his punches are landing cleanly, and the guy's coming right through them, just replacing the gum shield here.
They did find a lull. Not sure quite how that happened because they've been at it from the opener. Erik Morales just having a breather himself.
Yeah, a little sign there that Eric's feeling it as well. And who can blame him? What a pace this has been. Real quality action every second.
What's left in the Pacquiao tank? Is he running it down now?
He's actually turning to southpaw here. I wonder if he's injured a hand. I've never seen him do that before in any of his previous fights. Why? That would be a disaster if he's injured a hand at this stage in the action.
the left hand. Has he thrown it at all? There goes the right.
I hope that is not a disaster here for Erik Morales. He's not complaining, he's not showing the hand to the corner. Hopefully not.
Just trying to get Pacquiao to relax in there. Morales turns southpaw at the end. It's got a bit of everything, this.
Yeah, well, as he went back to the corner, you can see that the jab knocking the gum shield out there. Taking punches himself, but that's what he's all about. He could do this cutely, cleanly, but he doesn't want to do that. A fight for the people, wants to put on a show every fight, and he's doing it again tonight.
Here's the 11th round. This was the one that Manny Pacquiao caught up with Marco Antonio Barrera, but it hasn't been the same story with the other great modern Mexican, and Morales goes on the attack. Back to orthodox, back using that jab. So why did he switch?
I don't know, I've never seen him do that. I was worried, but things seem okay. I mean, that's the type of thing that could just have swung things back round in Pacquiao's favour.
Still looking for the left hand to get through that high defence, the tight guard of Erik Morales. Has he got time?
Yeah, well, we've seen his power in the past. We know he certainly has the power. He's running out of rounds as far as I'm concerned. So at least on that card, he's looking for a knockdown. But he's been pushed back. Again, Morales knows what's required, and he's going about the job perfectly.
That power diminished as the rounds have gone on without his favourite gloves, remember, Pacquiao.
The pace has dropped slightly in the 11th here, but Pacquiao not able really to take advantage of that. Yep, still being picked off. Morales boxing beautifully.
Again shakes his head, Erik Morales. What on earth is he made of? Teeth tough, look at him.
He takes a few cupping punches from Pacquiao, shakes his head and comes back with better ones of his own. That's been the difference. It's been a difference for me in quality all the way through. Full credit to Pacquiao, but the quality has been in Morales' work.
Pacquiao's hands just dropping as Morales increases the tempo. Dabbing away at that eye, still trying to drive himself forward. Manny Pacquiao, so much respect everybody must have for his showing tonight, whatever happens.
Yeah, again, every round is there a couple of busts. You think, is he going to start taking over? Is he going to take charge? But back again comes Morales. And I mean, it's amazing the quality and the pace. We're in the 11th round, there's never been a drop in the action. Wonderful fight, don't need a title here.
Isn't that refreshing? No belt on the line, just 12 rounds. So far we've had 11 of excellent quality, really good action, plenty of courage and skill on display. Right hand from Pacquiao. Just stop Morales in his tracks at the end of that round. And has to flop down onto his stool. They both do.
Well, that was a tough round. Morales had to work a little bit harder. His reputation means everything to him. He wants to please the fans.
It's Miguel Diaz. Jose Morales. Look at that, how many times Morales has done the 12 rounds. He knows this game inside and out.
The long-range stuff. Again, Pacquiao's balance not what it should be, so even when the counter punches come back, they don't have the snap they should have if his body weight is coming forward.
Crowd absolutely love this fight as we enter the 12th round, and look at the two, great mutual respect. But has Morales done plenty for you in this?
Yep, I've got it wider now. I've got it 5 points up, 107 Morales, 102 Pacquiao. Some of the rounds have been close, and every round Pacquiao has mounted attacks, but for me the quality has usually been with Morales.
3 judges at ringside, Chuck Jumper, Dave Moretti and Paul Smith. Who knows how they're seeing it? We've had controversy in plenty of Vegas fights, and Morales is no stranger with his bouts with Barrera.
Yeah, but it was as though they were trying to rectify first mistakes by making second mistakes. But I certainly have no doubt in my mind here. For me, he has been the master tonight. This is as good a performance as I've seen from him. And as I've mentioned a couple of times, he could have done it the way Marquez did it, but that's not his style. Everybody will go home happy, except maybe Manny Pacquiao.
Switches to southpaw again, Morales, and gets a jab home with the right hand. And a right hook. How much talent has this Mexican got? And still, they go toe to toe. Stunning.
Again, Morales taking punches that he doesn't have to take. Why does he do this? He just wants to show the macho, wants to finish on a high. It's been an excellent performance. But again, fighting Pacquiao's fight, as though to say, I've done it my way, now I'll show you I can also do it your way.
Pacquiao just senses there that he may have troubled Morales. And suddenly, Morales looked hurt for the first time. Only 45 seconds left in the fight. Murad Muhammad, his promoter at ringside here, trying to beckon Pacquiao in. Is it too late?
I mean, at this stage in a fight when the body's tired, you don't have the same punch resistance. Why does Morales take these chances? The better punches for the first time in the fight coming from Pacquiao. The job is done. It's just that macho bit he feels he has to show. I think that punch has taken something out of him, Adam.
This is where he was floored too by Barrera in their first fight. As he got sloppy, Eric Morales says he fights for the people, and that's why he does this.
He's turning southpaw again, don't know why. I should think he'd be thinking defensive here. Sensible, but he's never done it before.
Pacquiao came on like a whirlwind in that final round. They raise him aloft, but they also raise Eric Morales up high. Morales believes that he has won the mega fight. And you do too.
Yeah, I have him with 4 rounds to spare. I have scored at 116 to Morales, 112 to Pacquiao. What a wonderful fight. I mean, it just restores your faith in boxing with all the alphabet titles and all the nonsense we put up with sometimes. How refreshing to real warriors, real fighters who want to do it the proper way. Wonderful.
They wanted the fight beforehand, and they gave it to us in reality.
Well, the 4 main men in the division, Morales has boxed the one after the other. This is where he was clipped. Now, at this stage in a fight, you can't afford to take chances. The body's tired, you're almost exhausted. The punch resistance is not what it should be. This guy, when he could be careful, doesn't want to be careful. Wants to do it his way. That's what he's all about. No wonder I hold him in such high regard. Full credit to Pacquiao. He's never been strong in technique, he's never been strong in tactics, but never been short in heart, power and speed. But that wasn't enough to beat Morales, who for me was at his best tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we saw 2 of the best fighters, not just in this division, but pound for pound in the world today, have the courage to face each other. A round of applause for both of these gladiators. We go to the scorecards. Paul Smith, Dave Moretti, and Chuck Jampa all have the same score. 115 to 113 to the winner by unanimous decision. De la zona norte, Tijuana, Mexico, Eric El Terrible
victory, how much will that mean to him?
Well, I wonder what the plan will be. Will it be a return with this man? Personally, I don't think so. I think we've seen the best of Pacquiao. Will they be talking again about Barrera? The main thing is the guy's back. We've already forgotten about the poor performance for half the fight with Barrera. The man's back at the top of the tree. He can pick where he wants to go and who he wants to fight.
Fabulous match, terrific fight, and you know what? The judges got it right.
There's the confidence level went up with every round. I was controlling everything. I threw the big left jab, and I was, I felt real good doing that. I knew he was fast, and he is fast, but I think my experience and everything I know in the ring was able to control whatever he had.
How much did the cut on your head, which was caused by a headbutt after we saw the feud, how much did that affect you?
I am very affected that this headbutt because since I got a headbutt and I got cut, I can see the one eye. I didn't see the one eye, so it's very hard, If I don't have cut in the one eye, so I think I'm gonna knock him out,
I never felt his power. I never thought he got me real good. Any of those good shots, any left hands. He hit me a lot on the top of the head with those left hands. Really didn't hurt. He had to hit me somewhere.
I can cut his pants, but his punches in. But because the big gloves and then I hit too hard to his face. But I can knock him out.
Sabíamos el sentir de la gente por la última pelea mía, pero sin embargo,
a lot of people didn't believe in me. They had, after the last fight, they lost confidence in me. But I felt, that tonight I showed them that I was still with them.
I would like to rematch with him, and this is because a great fight, and I do my best, but I disappointed that decision, but. It's a part of the game, the sport.
That's up to the people, whatever they want to see. Whatever the top rank wants and whatever the people really want to see me fight, that's what I'll do.
And this is one fighter who has proven as good as his word. Glenn and Barry got it right. They said it would be special. A classic Morales win, one of his best. As ever, the greater the test, the more he produces. So painful. Manny Pacquiao's first defeat in over 5 years. So proud. The name of Erik Morales remains up with the very best. But surely the reputations of both fighters has been enhanced again by that memorable affair. How good was it for you, Barry?
I'm constantly surprised at how these guys can fight. That was a fabulous fight. It just fight with such passion, such commitment. Particularly Morales. How does he do it time and time again? It was just remarkable. What a great, great fight.
It didn't take them long to get started either.
It certainly didn't. We knew it wouldn't. Pacquiao had to get in the fight. He had to make a very fast start, and he was quick to do that.
Do you think he made his best strengths come to bear in the fight, Glenn?
Well, we knew that he had to go after Morales. He had to take the fight to him, try and get control. He wasn't allowed to do that. Morales, as Barry says, just surprised you time and time again by how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, I really fancied Pacquiao in this fight. I thought he had the better. Morales in his last fight against Barrera didn't look like, he looked like he was just beginning to wear.
Did it look like his speed might be affected?
And in this round it looked like Pacquiao was starting in the right road, but very quickly Morales got back into the fight. He started pushing Pacquiao back and dominating.
Using that jab, Barry.
Using the jab, using his height. Look at his balance here. That's the great thing about this guy. He's always leaning over that front leg. He never throws himself off balance, and that helps him so many times.
Morales has got that thing in his head that he knows if he's hit with a couple of shots, he has to immediately come back and get domination in the fight.
You see the way Pacquiao was going back there, Glenn? That was a key to it, wasn't it? From Morales' point of view, establishing control.
Well, Morales had to be in control of the fight. He had to force the fight and keep Pacquiao on the back foot, which is hard to do against someone who really likes to come forwed while swinging punches.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because he can't fight going back, Pacquiao. We've never seen him go back, and on this fight, Morales backed him up every time.
And things were going wrong in the 5th round again. He gets cut. Pacquiao said it did hinder him from there on, Barry.
Yeah,
has he got a case there?
There's no question it hindered him, but it just compounded the issue because things were going wrong from right from the 2nd round, really. Morales was getting on top. It was at this
Here it
stage, you could see that he hits him with the shot first and then bangs him with
and
the
we
head.
did hear referee Cortez say it was a punch. It's understandable why.
Well,
the
it's
referee
understandable from him because he was far away if we'd seen it. But in actual fact, it was the clash of head that caused the damage.
There was so much action going on. It was very, very quick. But it only seemed to really hinder Pacquiao for one round. It was then, he got straight back in it. So I think that was more of an excuse.
But Glenn, how Morales took advantage and seized control of the fight from this point.
That's a perfect word, control. Right through the fight, he had control, he kept control. He never let Pacquiao get into the fight and really establish himself. And, that's why he's such a great and technical fighter. He can box on the front foot, he can box on the back foot, but we love it when he stands toe to toe.
It's that jab, isn't it?
We'll see that does develop in the second half of the fight, but this jab's amazing, Barry.
The jab is the one. Jab is the key. He realises that's the one that pierces his opponent, sets him up for the right hands. And look at his balance here. He never throws himself off balance, whereas Pacquiao does. Pacquiao's jerky, jumps in, and let's be honest about it. Pacquiao came back and fought his heart out and made some of these rounds very close. But it was just Morales who looked the cleaner puncher, who looked more in control, who never at any stage did he look like he was going to be
Now, late on, did Pacquiao draw Morales into a fight, or did Morales allow himself to be drawn into a fight?
Yeah, the gut feel flew out at
us?
that stage. I think Morales wanted to beat him comprehensively, just as you said. He wanted to beat him in every department. He wanted to be able to back up. He even turns southpaw here and uses his jab. That's contempt. And we thought at one stage he'd hurt his hand, but he wanted to show that he was completely the boss.
Did it again in the last round, didn't he?
He did, but...
And I thought this round, this is where Morales was actually overwhelmed.
He made a mistake in this round. I think he was comfortable. He knew he had it in the bag. He knew he'd won the fight.
Yeah.
Now this is a little bit of the macho Mexican coming out in him. And he paid for it. He got hit with a good shot.
Pacquiao so busy, of course, throwing more throughout the fight, but overall the punch stats demonstrate here that it was Morales who was the more accurate and more economical, and he did do it both ways here. Morales landing almost 3 times as many jabs. That much may have been expected. Pacquiao unstinting in his effort, of course, but Morales more economical in terms of power punches especially. 41%. When you win it like that, Glenn, it brooks no argument.
I think if you look at the stats there, the thing to look at is the success. On all 3 categories, Morales has much better success, and I think that was the main thing in the fight. He had the better control, the way he put his punches together, he was always that one step ahead.
And you can see why people would actually see the fight as close, because Pacquiao in his jerky said threw a phenomenal amount of punches, but he wasn't landing, and he wasn't hitting the target, and he was being backed up.
So what next? The rematch?
Oh, God. Well, we thought he was beginning to win, didn't we, Morales? And now it's opened up a whole load of fights for him.
But
he's an
the 3
incredible
big
guy.
names in that division of Barrera, Morales and Pacquiao, and whatever way you put them together, we're going to have a good fight.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? And from one classic, straight on to our next. An eliminator here for the WBC World Flyweight title. Jorge Arce stepping up from light fly to the 8-stone division for the first time after a fine career as WBC and WBO world champion. But Hussein Hussein's proven in world class too. His only defeat came in a previous WBC title shot at flyweight. Let's rejoin Adam and Jim for the start.
Decent little matchups have been appearing stateside of late, attempting to give the business a big boost, and this looks to have all the right ingredients. Let's hope so, as Jorge Arce moves into unknown territory. The long-reigning world flyweight kings now campaigning at 8 stone, and his first engagement looks a tricky one against Australia's Hussein Hussein, who started fast.
Yep, looks to be trying to make an early impression, digging him into the body.
Oh, big left
shaking
hook
up
to the head and body from Arce, and suddenly Hussein Hussein is on the retreat. Well, he went in from the opening bell, and he's now walked into a thunderous start from Arce. Was he badly hurt?
He was badly hurt. I mean, it's a pity because his chin was down. He was trying to make an early impression, but he was doing it properly. So it just shows, even doing things properly in this business, you can end up with your backside if you're not careful. But he is badly shaken. Arce looking for an early night.
Ferocious puncher in the division below Jorge Arce with 28 knockouts. Looks at the moment like the power may have carried up.
I think he may be a better fighter at this weight because he was killing himself to do light flyweight. I mean, we saw that a few times. How he made the weight, nobody knows. So if he's not totally worn out, and he certainly doesn't look worn out at the moment, we may see the best of him now.
Look at the size of him, how broad he is in there, Jim, against the more skinny Hussein.
Yeah, Hussein is much taller, so you'll be wishing that maybe he didn't try to use his height and his reach in the early stages. Tried to make an impression, but it didn't come off.
But now will Hussein do? He's won 26 of 27, only one defeat on points to Phongsaklek, one Jong Kam, who is the leading flyweight in the world, the WBC champion. Is Hussein good enough to come again?
I think he's still in head-clearing mode at the moment. He's still fairly careful. Nice defensive stuff coming back now. His punches look a little bit better, but just as I say that, he takes another one.
Big hooks from Arce, who's got hold of the middle of the ring. Dropping his hands, Hussein looking to spear out the jab. Left hook to the body from Arce. They look meaty blows, these.
So this is impressive looking stuff. I mean, boxing away from home, hoping maybe you'll find your confidence in the first round. Quite the opposite has happened to Hussein. Head, body, all the punches coming from a real experienced former champion.
Hussein trying to put his own body shots in. And a very interesting opener.
Sit down for a minute, okay? Water. And listen to me, okay, Huss? Huss, the only reason why he hit you, okay, you hit him to hurt him, and you punch him too big, short him up. Just turn the body. Don't drop the arms. Turn the body, make him short. Hussy, he's there for the right hand all day, but something's got to come after it.
Jeff Fenech there, as loud as always.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more enthusiasm than you want at this stage. It wasn't a particularly good round for Hussein, so maybe a little bit of calming down, just some sensible advice. Just let him nurse himself into this fight, but you can see how badly shaken he was there. I mean, he didn't really make any great mistakes. He was trying to get his own punches off, and as soon as Arce saw he had the advantage, he poured it on. Now Hussein maybe should have been looking to clinch, maybe lack of experience at this level. Clinch when you're in serious trouble.
Here's the second round, 8-stone flyweight division. The black and silver of the travelling Hussein Hassi Hussein from Sydney, Australia. And 4 years younger, but with more experience, Jorge Travieso Arce. They call him mischievous. And a pretty busy start for the man trying to add some spice into this weight class.
You can see the way Arce is digging those punches in there. Most of them are being blocked at the moment, but you can see the power that he generates. Jolting right hand lead there.
Hussein does have 20 knockouts himself, blew through his preliminary opposition. Just told off there by Vic Drakulic. Keep him up.
No, he was actually pulling down on the neck and punching at the same time. So he knows something. Oh, uppercut.
And again.
Referee may be a little bit busy there. Well, Hussein sets himself up nice. He's well controlled, good balance. But the early stages, it looks like the power is with the other man.
He's a world-class amateur, Hussein, but it's taken a long time for him to get here in the professional ranks. Big swinging hooks from the entertaining, crowd-pleasing Arce, who just nods at someone ringside.
Well, Hussein's brother boxed for the title last year and didn't really go for it. So I'm sure Hussein will not make the same mistake. And you have to say, not the best start, but he's giving it a go here.
And he's gritted his teeth, and he's come forward now, Hussein. His brother Nadal was outpointed by Oscar Larios. And was negative that night. Is this more positive from his younger sibling?
Yeah, well, Hussein probably would like to be moving around the ring, get a couple of rounds in the bank. RC hasn't allowed that. He's making him fight. But I tell you, he's handling himself well in the second round here.
It's the right hand that Jeff Fenech was talking about. He believes Arce is open too, but look at those uppercuts being dug in. Good action.
It's good action, yeah. As I say, I'm not sure these are the tactics Hussein maybe had in his mind as he came into the ring. He's been forced to come up with this stuff, but he's come up with it well.
Flashy looking left hook from Hussein. Arce just a bit disorganised. Big Puncher, the former WBC and WBO light flyweight champion, but can come apart too, did to Michael Carbajal.
See, good controlled action from Hussein. Chin down, getting the body weight forward, digging the shots in. Just keep eyes on the opponent to see what counters are coming back. Arce himself looking a little bit ragged there.
And off the ropes. We don't want to be on the ropes. Get off the ropes. Get up. I know, but still get off them. That's all he wants.
Need a little more calmness in the corner would maybe get your point across better. There's no reason for panic. On my card, it's 1 round apiece. He's doing well.
It's not been a particularly rosy time for Jeff Fenech's Australian stable, as well as Nidal Hussein. Lovemore and Doe lost to Junior Witter, Danny Green to Marcus Bayer. They badly need a win. Can Hussein get what would be the finest victory of his career? He's got to take the onslaught again from Arce.
Well schooled, he took most of that on his gloves and just stepped out of range as the punches were coming. Boxing well. Okay, he's on the defensive at the moment here, but boxing well.
Trying to dig in shots as Arce comes with that left hook to the body. Is this good defence from Hussein?
It's good defence, but he's been forced to box this way. I'm sure he would rather find himself a little bit of space. But again, turned Arce well. Got him onto the ropes now. This is good stuff from Hussein. Don't know if he can cope with this for 12 rounds, but they're certainly doing well at the moment.
Yep, the experience. Long distance fights definitely with Jorge Arce. Hasn't this started at quite a tempo, a pace? To Arce, putting the combinations together, and Hussein just has to hold on.
When you see action like this, I like to look at who finishes the round that little bit better. Sometimes that is an indication, the longer it goes, who's more suited to this kind of action. So Arce at the moment, as we're going to the last minute, coming on strongly.
How come he seems to have the physical strength, even though he's campaigned at a lighter weight for so long?
Well, maybe that's why he was so successful at the lighter weight, because he is a natural flyweight, maybe even a natural bantamweight. These 24 hours beforehand weigh-ins suit people like Arce, but he is very physically strong.
Had to move up. A terrible time making weight against Melker Bob Castro for one of his defences. Really horrible scenes. Dragged from the scales. Managed to win that somehow. Probably feels more comfortable.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. I think Hussein should be using the ring a little bit more. He's using the ring now, he's backing off, but he's a little bit negative. He should be doing this, coming back with some counters, using the jab. I mean, Arce's not really clever, he just comes trundling forward. So a nice boxer that Hussein could maybe punish him, that's better.
Arce lunges forward. Raises the fist. Hussein's 124th round, a stop-start career, just as Jorge Arce has some Vaseline taken from his face. It's Arce's 222nd, And they've taken a long time with Hussein to get to this point. Too late?
Yeah, well, at 29, I mean, really, you're thinking a flyweight should have made his mark. He's had one crack at the title already, and he was quite soundly beaten, put up a decent show, but they're quite convincingly beaten. But you can see, I mean, little flashes of world-class, maybe not world-class experience, but a decent little fighter. But at 29, this could be his last chance.
Right. He's a prestigious amateur. First at the Atlanta Olympics to Damien Kelly, who's picked up his career back home, and Hussein has fought on British shores 4 times, only once here as Jorge Arce tries to detonate the shots at him again.
See, he's been told to use the ring, but what he's doing, he's just backing off, and Arce is walking them down a little bit. That's not what Jeff Fenech had in mind. He wants them moving around, showing some angles, but throwing some punches. That's more like it. But he was just been walked down there for the first half minute or so.
Looking for the left hook to the body. Hussein did well to get his elbow down.
See that little step back as Arce was letting some punches go, just a little step back, then back in again with the counters. Probably wants to put a little bit more thought into what he's doing. He's just standing, fighting Arce's kind of fight at the moment. That's it, give yourself a little bit of room to work.
Marauding forward, trying to back Arce up, who's tied up in the corner. Look at that from Jorge Arce, looking for the punches from different angles.
See, boxing on the back foot's okay, but you have to produce something, and Hussein at the moment is not producing enough. Tying the Arce up, making him miss, but nothing as far as winning the round's concerned.
Arce unloads more. Hussein just glancing at Jeff Fenech in the corner. Can he withstand this fight?
Well, that was the first sign of some doubts creeping in. I know he was shaken earlier on, but he responded well from that. But the first sign of little doubts coming in there from Hussein.
Every punch thrown with such force from Jorge Arce, gritting his teeth, beckoning Hussein to train with him, who does. What a great finish to the round.
Tremendous action, but Arce is a man who makes lots of mistakes. This man with his boxing ability, Hussein should be punishing him for that, but he's fighting the wrong fight at the moment.
Well, you can see why the crowd love to watch Jorge Arce.
Yeah, well, he's all action. He's crude, it's very, very effective and very strong.
The safest place in the centre of the ring. Stay in the centre.
Hussie, don't jab.
Do a tag.
Just punch 1, 2, 3. Don't just one jab. Hussie, because you sit on your right hand on the left hook. You're going to punch him in bunches. If you're just jabbing, you step right.
Combination, say Jeff Fenech, right?
Yeah, well, the plan is find some room, get into the centre of the ring, let 2 and 3 punches off, not single punches. Good advice, but easier said than done.
The 43rd fight in the career of Jorge Arce from Los Mochis in Mexico, based mainly in Tijuana now. Good friend of Eric Morales. They train together. Hussein, the older man. And he's had a stop-start career. Can it get going here?
Well, this is not the style of boxing you want to show when you're trying to win a title away from home, or a final eliminator away from home, as this is. So really, if he has dreams, he better start trying to make them a reality now, put more into this.
Next time a point taken on.
Yeah, well, he's spoiling tactics. He's been holding. He's actually been doing a couple of things. He's been pulling down in the neck. So I think the referee's just maybe a little fed up all the way round.
Really questioning his desire and determination. Answers it there, Hussein. But the big power shots from Jorge Arce. Has he got to show something that his brother didn't, Hussein?
Well, he's putting enough into this, but he's using the wrong methods, I think. I mean, he's punching toe-to-toe here, which is good action, but he's the one on the ropes. So it's almost certain the judges are going to score this against him. If they both land the same amount of punches, it's almost certain the aggressor, the man who looks in the driving seat, is going to get the nod. So Hussein wants to be doing what he's good at, get out of there, use his skills a bit more.
A grueling battle has developed early. Now Hussein beckons Arce in. Is that what he should be doing?
Well, quite the opposite. What I'm noticing is Arce seems to be the one who's prepared to sustain the attacks. He can stay in there a little bit longer, probably the experience. And although he's younger, a little bit more experience, you know, bit maturity, natural strength.
Blood from the nose of Jorge Arce. Little cut there, hasn't stopped him. Coming forward, coming to fight. He loves this, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, this is his type of fight. I don't think he can believe his luck. I'm sure he would have believed he would have to go looking for Hussein. I mean, this has been a close round. But you always have the impression that Arce is the one who's been in the driving seat. He's been forcing the action, whereas Hussein has to respond.
Referee Vic Drakulic wants to look at the cut. The bridge of the nose. Jorge Arce says, OK, off we go again.
Nothing seems to trouble him.
Back with velocity and ferocity, Jorge Arce. Look at that. Machismo from the Mexican.
Well, I wonder if Hussein can produce any better work than he produced in that round. That was an excellent effort from Hussein, but for me, this fella just nicked it again with the volume of the punches he's throwing.
Doctor in again. Has been marked up before Jorge Arce. But in terms of the way the fight's developing, is he grinding down the resistance of Hussein?
Yeah, well, Hussein's still well in this fight, and this is really bad news because that's in a position which could become an awful lot worse. OK, it's on the nose, it doesn't interfere with the eyesight. I mean, the blood should be rolling down. But that's a cut that could worsen, that's a problem.
Back to the rafters, the MGM enjoying this flyweight battle. Remember the black and red of Jorge Arce, who made 7 successful defences of his world light flyweight title, and now aiming for honours in the 8-stone division.
That was a nice little right hand. That's what Hussein wants. A little step back as Arce comes forward, then step back in again with the counters and get out again. Use some boxing skills. It's not really suiting his style to stand with this fella. See, every time he takes a clean shot, he's hurt.
Is Hussein learning in there as he goes through? You remember the fights he had in Britain against the likes of Sean Green and Dave Caldwell. Not the biggest names.
Yeah, that was a level he could do pretty much as he pleased, and he looked a little bit special at that level, but this is entirely different. He's putting up a good effort. I mean, he's giving almost as good as he's been getting in some of the rounds. This is better. Thinking what he's doing here.
The jab and the uppercut.
Now he just wants to step back again. Little drop in Arce's pace here.
Will Jorge Arce blow himself out?
See again, in, punches off, then get back out of there again. This is sensible stuff. Okay, maybe the fans aren't loving it, but much more sensible if he could get a couple of rounds in the bank just to raise his confidence that little bit.
trying to wield the hooks in. Again, the defence of the world-class amateur, getting him out of trouble for now.
But again, the experience of Arce drawing Hussein into his kind of fight, and again doing it inside the last minute.
Look at the leather being thrown. Jorge Arce, the volume of punches. And Hussein just drops down, no count taken up, but he looked pretty tired.
Yeah, I think it was more of a push though. I mean, he's blocking a lot of these shots.
Incredible intensity inside the ring. Left hook was a good one from Arce. Back comes Hussein. Thrilling round. What about that? Well, Jim, now the fans all around us are on their feet.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of action that they want to see. They're struggling a little bit here with the bleeding there. It looks as though they had put water on the nose, which is the last thing you want to do if you're going to put the adrenaline in.
Dr. Roman Cruz trying to stem the flow of blood. Jorge Arce, who suffered cuts before, that won't bother him. Second half of this one. Arce again comes out with the same determined enthusiasm. Timeout called. Are they going to have another look at the cut?
I think it may be too much grease on it, but yeah, they just want to get the grease away. Yeah, which is fair enough.
Will this affect Arce or not, the sort of guy he is?
I think with his temperament, no. And he's been cut before.
And as you've got it, he's up.
Yeah, but I have him 2 points up at the moment, 58-56. I mean, a real good effort from Hussein at times, but sometimes just maybe being drawn into the kind of fight he should be trying to avoid.
Hussein did go the distance with Wonjakon, but lost fairly widely on the scorecards and was down in the 11th. But Arce's been hurt late too. How has any of this taken anything out of Arce? He just keeps throwing punches.
Yeah, well, he's backing up here. He's doing it from a distance. It's not the big drives we've been seeing earlier. So this should give Hussein a little bit more time to think what he's doing. Use his long-range boxing. This is the first good sign I've seen for Hussein. Arce, without being driven back, he's electing to move back.
All of a sudden, Hussein gets hold of the ring and backs Arce up.
Well, he wants to take full advantage of this little lull. I don't know if Arce's taking a breather or if he's feeling the pace, but this is a situation where Hussein could take over a little bit, get his confidence up. This is good stuff from Hussein.
Best little phase in the fight for Hussein. Hussein, who was hurt in the first round, but withstood the onslaught, as he has for a great deal of this. What are you finding out about Hussein in there?
Well, nothing wrong with his heart, because I mean he's had to grit his teeth several times to get himself through this. This is not the kind of fight he enjoys, but he's making the best of it. We can see that nose. I don't think they're going to manage to stop the bleeding there. Well, we're in the last minute. Usually when Arce takes over, it hasn't quite happened. That was a good left hook from Arce though.
Will he drive Hussein back using that experience and know-how? Jorge Arce to the older man out of it.
Yeah, well again, significant that he's finishing the round the stronger, but I think it was an excellent first couple of minutes or so from Hussein. Really boxed well, and that nose could be giving Arce further big problems.
The blood pouring down the nose now, but still he wants to go in, swing leather, trade, and show that desire.
That's it, please, mate. That's if you want to burn, you can do it there, but believe me, he's tired. tired, Hussey, believe me. But you let him come back in because you give him rest. We don't need the rest. Give him the rest.
Still Jeff Fenwick with the instructions, trying to get his charge. The wonderfully named Hussein, attempting to disparage Jorge Arce. There's Miguel Diaz. He's crept in the corner. All sorts of animation from that corner. We just want the fight, don't we?
Yeah, good fight it is too.
Oh, left hook from Hussein, and Arce just felt that, and will that give some confidence to the Australian?
Well, there's a lot more confidence in his boxing. I thought really boxed well the previous round, started this one well. Can he sustain it this time?
Yet back he comes with fierce determination. Hussein sucking it up, trying to get back with his own shots. He's been backed up on those ropes a lot, Jim. That's what Jeff Fenwick wanted him to get away from.
Yeah,
is he starting to now?
Well, he did in the previous round, but not enough. He's still at tight. It allows Arce to dictate too much. This is better. When he's out in the centre of the ring, he has a bit of room to move, to work, and use his boxing skills.
Vying for control here in the 8th. Has Jorge Arce done the better work in the first half of the fight? Will Hussein come on strong? Look at this now.
Well, Hussein is trying to come forward now, which is a big plus. If he can back this fellow up, then he could take over here. Arce is not clever. He throws wide, wild punches, so to be effective he has to come forward, as he's doing now.
Hussein growing in self-belief. Does he feel he's taken Arce's best shots, and he's still in there and still in with a chance? But just as we say that, the Mexican dominance again.
Again, he's shaken by the clean punches. Every clean punch he takes, he has to clinch or get himself out of there. Again, we're seeing an example of the fact that Arce has the extra power.
Looked away there, Hussein, and nearly was made to pay. Once again, he's dabbing his nose this time. Is this a sign of inexperience as Arce puts a cluster together?
Well, when the other guy's producing some good work, it's the best time to take it all away from him, and that's what Arce has done here. Hussein was boxing well, a little bit of success, coming forward, then one punch turns it all around. I think he's maybe taking a bit of the heart out of Hussein there.
Was that low? Was that fast?
He's been warned a couple of times for various infringements, so that's the pushing down.
Holding and punching.
Yep, well, he's pushing down on the neck as well, which is dangerous.
1 point off, and the pressure is applied again by Jorge Arce. Look at him. Well, they're loving it. Fascinating fight here in the flyweight division. Jorge Arce enters the 9th round with the same enthusiasm as he had all the way through. Is he getting to Hussein? How are you seeing it?
Yeah, well, just at a time when I thought Hussein was getting himself back into the fight, there's that point deduction. So I have 3 points in. I have 77 Arce, 74 Hussein. But I think the big problem is that Hussein's problems are getting bigger. I think the strength and maturity and the power of Arce beginning to grind him down a little bit.
Can Hussein do anything different? Arce wants to trade, of course he does. Is he starting to panic, Hussein, with these tactics?
Well, see, he's been under pressure for so much of the fight, which is why some of his defensive boxing has been untidy. He's been pulling down on Arce's head. I mean, it's intentional, I suppose, and the referee was fairly kind. He warned him a few times, so he can't argue. But it's the strength. I think that's the big problem. He's using the wrong tactics, but I don't think now he has a choice. I think he's feeling the pace, and he's just going to have to stand there and try and grind out a result. But signs are going against that.
Let's go. Looking at the referee at the corner. As again Arce turns up the heat. How much more has Hussein got left? This is very brave. Is there anything in his punches now?
Well, whether there is or whether there's not, they don't seem to impress Arce very much. He's coming right through it. He's happy with this brawling type of fight, and Hussein is certainly coming off second best. And again, a clean punch lands, and Hussein, shaken, has to go on the defensive.
He has not stopped Jorge Arce. Phenomenally fit. Maybe he feels better at this weight. Both men must be tired, though.
Yeah, but I mean, Arce is really pretty basic. I mean, you would fancy a real quality fighter could stand him in his head. And full credit to Hussein, you couldn't really ask for more of an effort here. He's trying to turn this around. Maybe a little bit too little, too late in this round, but good effort.
Maybe if he could have some of those early rounds again, he would have used his technical skills a bit more, but he's having to rely on his heart and bravery here. Hussein to stick with Arce. Oh, left hook from the Australian. Eye-catching that was. Just seems to bounce off Arce's chin.
Yeah, and I think it must be so frustrating and demoralised for this little guy. You couldn't ask for a bigger effort, but he just can't turn back the challenge of this guy.
Una toalla! Una toalla! Sécalo!
Every time a clean punch lands, you see that it takes everything away from Hussein, so he's forced onto the defensive, and the fact that Arce doesn't stop throwing punches, then the rounds are going his way. Some good exchanges here where Hussein was giving as good as he was getting, but he's the one with his back to the ropes, and to win fights on the back foot you have to do it clearly, and he's certainly not doing that.
Arce, who turned pro in January '96 at 16 years of age, and he's really operated amongst world class for almost his entire career, and that left hook was a real shaker, and Hussein in a lot of trouble at the beginning of this.
Yeah, with a little bit of technical brilliance from Arce. I didn't expect him to be saying that tonight, but that was a beautiful punch, timed perfectly, right on the button.
Banged his heart, Hussein, as if to say, come on, try again. But they must be having an effect.
He's obviously in good shape because he seemed to have thrown most of the effects of that shot straight away. He's in good shape, but this really is developing into a real hard night's work for him. Just can't discourage Arce, and unless you have the power to do that, this fellow is a nightmare.
Flooding the shots home. Jorge Arce, Hussein bravely covering up, attempting to come back once more off those ropes.
Yeah, well, the fight is really turning against Hussein. A decent little spell, maybe around about the third and fourth round, but hasn't been able to repeat that success. Arce really loving this now.
And the crowd have been entertained by an all-action affair. How can he do this in the 10th round, Jorge Arce?
It's just amazing condition. It's the way these guys train. I mean, it's a tough school. See there again, the clean punches. He's looking for the floor. That was a good left hook at a time when a guy is easily second.
Down and out. Hussein. The corner was straight in. They didn't want to see any more. And Jorge Arce has a tremendous win here in Vegas. He enters the flyweight division in style and injects more fire into it. Great stuff.
Yep, tremendous performance. He'll be looking forward. It'll take quite some time for the damaged nose to be ready for action again, but you have to give him a chance with anybody at the weight. He's determined, he's strong, he can punch, he's never say die. You couldn't ask for a better effort from Hussein, but just that little bit short at the top level, and it showed tonight.
Arce got him into a battle of wills, didn't he? And at the end, he was the physical aggressor and too strong.
Yeah, right from the early stages, Arce decided what kind of fight it was going to be, and that's what it was all the way through. So you can see, that was a little clip, that was a beautiful punch, and you can see full credit to Hussein at this stage in the fight when he must really be nearing exhaustion to take that punch and come back from it, but at this stage he had nothing left to offer. Punches weren't coming off. All he was interested in was what was coming his way. Didn't have the strength to come back with anything. And I like to see good corner work. The referee could have been stepping in here. It's good that the corner did.
What a terrific fight. And Jorge Arce goes onwards and upwards.
And to think he's only 25. It's been some career already. Glenn and Barry give us their view next on whether Arce might now go on to dominate at flyweight the way he did at light fly. And judging on how he enjoyed this win, he's full of enthusiasm and desire to make himself a two-weight world champion. The power seemed with him and the desire. Jorge Arce finally breaking Hussein's resistance in the 10th. This stablemate of Erik Morales winning the way the Mexicans love to see it done. What a chief supporting contest, Barry. But did you think it might actually be over inside of maybe the first round?
Yeah, well, Hussein was nailed with a really good left hook, and Arce looked so much bigger than we saw him last year. He's a light flyweight, he's filled up, he's so much stronger. Almost seemed like a different guy completely. That left hook was just fantastic. And I mean, Hussein looked like he was out of it at this stage.
Hussein he'd come in with too much confidence, really. He walked straight on to that left hook, and Arce really came on very strongly there. Some excellent punches. That was, that was the little thing he really wanted in this fight. A mistake from Hussein so early on.
Welcome back to the big time then, young man. Now, Hussein did recover, get through that, and he did have his moments, but through the fight, was he fighting the right fight to give himself a good chance?
Before the fight, you would have said Hussein, the very good boxer, he'll use his height, he'll use his reach, he'll try and dominate the fight from long range,
and he
center
did
of the
steady
ring.
himself.
And at times he did that, at times he pushed Arce
but he's a
back.
tough Australian, he's a tough cookie, he likes to fight coming at you. He likes to fight coming at you.
But the problem was, this is a tougher Mexican, Barry.
Well, this is
he always had more Arce,
he found this out too late, and he kept that, he's got plenty of go to, he's a really tough guy.
On
he
the
wanted
ropes,
to come back.
time and time again. Instead of just pivoting, moving around, he stayed on the ropes.
Totally the wrong
And was that orders from Fenech, do you feel?
Well, I can't believe that he would have told him to be there, because that's the wrong fight altogether. That doesn't suit him.
Well, he probably thought the guy's coming up in weight, you see, Glenn, and he thought, well, you're strong, you're a big, solid flyweight, you'll be able to hurt this guy.
This is a man that at a 16-year-old was a flyweight.
Yeah.
This might have cost Arce
very nasty
so dearly,
cut,
the cut there.
But he went through it, and he was, as you say, Paul, just implacable, relentless, never left the guy alone, backed him up, and because Hussein wasn't backing off,
this was perhaps Hussein's best period here, Barry. Did you think for a moment, well, actually, it's going to work for him?
Yeah, well, he was looking good at making a lot of the rounds close and box fighting well, but he just kept doing the same thing.
There's a big shot here which perhaps put him back on the back foot terminally.
He was hurt a few times during the fight. This is where he had to grab, he had to hang on. You can just tell the strength was just starting to dwindle from Hussein. Another big left hook there from Arce.
Certainly the way he poured it on late on, but for the condition of Hussein, Barry, do you think it might have actually been finished earlier than it was in the 10th?
Tremendously tough guy, very tough, very strong, in great condition, but used the wrong tactics, and finally he was going to get to him, and it happened, in the 10th round. The round started off with a great left hook. He walked him onto it as Hussein was coming forward, nailed him with that left hook, and had him staggering at that stage. And then again, once he knew he was in trouble, he never left him alone. And this finish here was fantastic.
It's going to be hard
left hook up, right
anybody in the division to withstand this sort of ferocious pressure I mean, there's something about this guy. He's only 26-year-old.
He's been fighting in world class for 8 years. He turned pro as a 16-year-old. It's remarkable how he's still going. And look at his face and look at the way he fights. You have to say, he looked very much like a cross between Johnny Tapia and Roberto Duran in his heyday.
Speaking of the big names, we see Arce coping so well with a step up in weight there, Barry. Back to the top of the bill. Manny Pacquiao stepped up to super featherweight. With hindsight, great fight though it might have been, was it the right thing?
I think he had to have a go at it. He can always come back down to featherweight. There's the return with Marquez. There's always a chance of fighting Scott Harrison or Injin Chi, but he can always come back down to featherweight, and he can fight equally as good as super feather.
How about Eric Morales? Where's his standing now, Glenn? You know, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was watching at ringside. His son was in action. But can Morales now claim to be up historically with the greatest of
Most definitely. He's probably not quite at that legendary status of Chavez, but you know, he's getting there. There's still a lot more fights in Morales. We saw that.
Last word on Morales from you, Barry.
He's one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen. Certainly one of the best Mexicans of all time, up there with Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera.
And he has thrilled us all over again. Thanks to Glenn and to Barry. Hope very much you've enjoyed it with us too. Our next live action looks like being another outstanding matchup at super featherweight. It's the Scotsmen, Alex Arthur and Craig Doherty. They meet for the British and Commonwealth titles. It's set for Edinburgh and it's live on Friday Fight Night. Sky Sports 1, April the 8th from 10 p.m. Don't miss it, please. But surely at super featherweight right now, everyone, everywhere is still looking up to Eric Morales.